Yeah, yeah. A camel, two camels, three. We've got wise men. We've got the lot. No, we're not doing this again. We've seen that plenty of times. Yeah, I mean that's the beginning of the story. Don't get me wrong, but it's said and done. It's boring. You know what's really fun is Santa Claus and his reindeer. He's got Prancer and Dancer and Blitzen. Uh, I forget the rest, but anyway, they're all prancing about, and yeah, that's the fun of Christmas. You see, Santa brings gifts to the children of the world, and these guys help him. They give him the gift of flight, and he gives gifts to children. There you go. So that's the whole deal. That's the laughter element of Christmas. That's the fun, joy, mirth, all that kind of stuff. It's a riot. It's Santa. Kind of. Anyway, he climbs down chimneys, uh, and well, he climbs down chimneys and gets milk and cookies in return for the gifts he gives to the children of the world. Yeah, that's the story of Santa. Yeah, no, it's not true, but it's fun to think about. It's part of the lore of Christmas. It's the myth of Christmas. It's what gives it joy and laughter and all of that. Yeah, that's it. And you know what? Let's take it up a notch. Here's the Polar Express. And here's the North Pole. And we've got elves, all manner of mythical creatures, walking around Santa's workshop, making the gifts for Santa to deliver to the kids on Christmas Eve. They look like kids. I'm reliably informed that they're not, in fact, kids. They're probably 4,000-year-old guys. Anyway, so that's the lore. That's the mythical aspect of Christmas. Fun, merriment, joy, lots of all that kind of thing. But you say, no, that's not it. That doesn't describe the season. That's part of it. Joy and merriment is part of the season, not the whole thing. Well, you're right. It's not the whole thing. It certainly is a part of it. But that's not the whole thing. Yeah, let's not kid ourselves. It's got a lot to do with this too. So you know what this is? This is a famous adaptation of an even more famous book, A Christmas Carol. This is Scrooge, and in here we've got Bill Murray, who, well, is Scrooge. And it's an amazing movie, and you know the gist of it. It's about, well, generosity of spirit. It's about helping the less fortunate. That's the spirit of the season, you say. That's the predominant, well, idea behind the season. Well, that is one theme, certainly. And I guess that's a bit more mature theme. For those of you who object to the silliness and mirth that is Santa Claus, well, here we've got more mature side of things, right? We've got the generosity of spirit. We've got, giving gifts to, helping the less fortunate, and helping those in need. So yeah, that's the mature aspect of Christmas. At least one mature aspect of Christmas. And you say there are more. Well, yeah, there certainly are more. This, for example, yeah. That's White Christmas. That's an amazing movie, a Christmas movie. I kind of like this one too. I mean, it's a product of its age. It was out in 1954, I think. It's a product of its age. It has its flaws, but it's an amazing movie nonetheless. And this one is all about communal harmony. That's another important facet, an important theme of the season. Communal harmony. A community joins together to help this old general, and it's fun. It's loving, and it's a great Christmas time watch, and it displays the the major theme, that is communal harmony. So that's another mature theme, right? For those of you who object to just the silliness and the merriment, and maybe even the addition of the generosity of spirit might not be enough. So, communal harmony, as displayed in White Christmas. And even that's not all, because, this is probably the most famous picture depicting Christmas we've all seen. I mean, not this one per se, but you know the gist. There is the father, the mother, and the kids all around the Christmas tree, and there's gifts galore. So the parents, they take these gifts and they place it at the base of the tree, and they wait with eager excitement, eager anticipation as the kids rush down the stairs, if there are 2 stories, and they rush down and come to the Christmas tree, and their faces are filled with joy as they tear the wrapping paper and open up the presents, and it's all fun and laughter, and that's familiar affection, another important theme of Christmas. So I guess all of these are the important themes of Christmas, but they don't stand alone. I mean, why talk about these specific aspects of human existence in this season? This should be the year round, right? Well, it ought to be. And the reason we talk about these during this time in particular is actually because of the first scene. Those are the Magi. And I don't know how many there were. There were 3, maybe more than 3. And they came from the east, maybe from India or Persia, who knows? And they travel thousands of miles because they see a star in the east, and they come to worship the king. And that is the reason why all of these themes and of human nature make sense during this time. Because the incarnate Son of God, Christ the King, has come to seek and save the lost. So it makes sense that we love each other, because we are told to love one another as Christ loved the church, that we ought to give gifts to those who are less fortunate, that we ought to love and honor our parents, that we ought to find joy in Christian living. All of these facets, all of these major themes of Christmas find their foundation in the Incarnation, and it ends in the glorious resurrection, when Christ, and finds fulfillment in the glorious resurrection, when Christ rises from the dead and gives life to those who believe in Him. So that is the reason for the season. Yeah, a cliche at this point, a horrible cliche at this point, but it does hold true, so I'm going to use it anyway. That certainly is the reason for the season, why we celebrate it in the first place, why these themes are so predominant during the season, and why all of them make sense within the context of the Incarnation. Because none of them would make sense without the Incarnation. A fallen world, mankind in sin. What kind of communal harmony are we talking about? But the redemption of human beings, and the Son of God coming down to save the earth, yeah, that gives you a reason for the season. So, to quote Tiny Tim, God blesses everyone. Have a Merry Christmas.